Welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Tuesday, October 10th, 2017. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Earlier today at the St. Paul's Anglican Church Hall, the Health Promotion Unit in the Ministry of Health hosted a mental health and drug addiction workshop for healthcare practitioners on the island. The activity was hosted to commemorate World Mental Health Day, which is being celebrated today and forms part of the 2017 World Mental Health Awareness Month, which began in September and will continue throughout October. Coordinator at the Health Promotion Unit, Nadine Carty-Keynes, explained the purpose of the workshop.
Because we're trying to make persons aware of all the different issues surrounding mental health and how you can assist persons who may be afflicted or troubled or even have family members. Also, the workshop for today is geared towards healthcare professionals. So the theme is what every healthcare professional should know about mental health and addiction. And tomorrow we'll cover another topic for civil organizations, line ministries, etc.
Delivering remarks during the opening ceremony of the workshop was Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Mrs. Nicole Slack-Liburd.
Mental health and substance use disorders are not only a global concern, but are a priority here in St. Kitts and Nevis. The sun, sea, and sand of our Caribbean islands have not made us immune to these disorders and their societal impacts. Some may argue that our climate and culture actually promote them.
She also explained some of the topics that will be discussed at the workshop.
As healthcare workers, we too must also be open to continuous education about mental illness and various treatment strategies that can be utilized throughout our various health facilities. Our treatment and care program for mental health in St. Kitts and Nevis is conducted at the community level as well as through an inpatient facility at the Joseph N. France Hospital. Today, in addition to the signs and symptoms of drug abuse, as well as addiction screening, you will discuss various treatment methodologies, including other facility options.
The workshop's topics included an introduction to addiction, brain disease through the lens of the biopsychosocial model presented by clinical psychologist, manager of clinical services, Dr. Jareen Griffith, certified addiction counselor, marriage and family therapist, director of clinical services, Angela Seeley, presented on understanding the progression from use to addiction, screening for addiction, including prescription drugs, knowing the signs and symptoms of drugs most commonly abused in the Caribbean, and treatment works, where to find help. This year's theme for World Mental Health Awareness Month is mental health in the workplace. The Pan-American Health Organization, PAHO, and the World Health Organization, WHO, in a communique addressed to the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, stated that during a meeting of the Global Validation Advisory Committee, GVAC, St. Kitts and Nevis was validated as achieving the elimination of mother-to-child transmission of HIV and syphilis. St. Kitts and Nevis became one of the first English-speaking countries to be certified in this regard, with Cuba being the first country in the world to do so. The WHO describes mother-to-child transmission of HIV as the spread of HIV from an infected woman to her child during pregnancy, childbirth, or breastfeeding. Prime Minister Harris, who is the lead spokesman in the CARICOM quasi-cabinet with responsibility for human resources, health, and HIV/AIDS, described this positive news as a significant and momentous achievement for St. Kitts and Nevis, adding, "I feel a sense of personal pride and satisfaction that St. Kitts and Nevis is a leader in this aspect." The St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister said, while this validation is welcomed by the government and people of the Federation, it doesn't mean that all is well or perfect in our fight and battle with respect to HIV and other health issues. In August of this year, by Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris announced that St. Kitts and Nevis was on par to becoming the first country in the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, CARICOM, and the Americas outside of Cuba to bring an end to mother-to-child transmission with respect to HIV. In July 2017, Prime Minister Harris, accompanied by Minister of State with responsibility for health, the Honorable Senator Wendy Phipps, attended a forum in New York City that was geared at promoting partnership and support for the Every Caribbean Woman, Every Caribbean Child initiative, which seeks to reduce teenage and adolescent pregnancy, cervical cancer, mother-to-child transmission of HIV, and violence against women and children, including human trafficking. At the Independence Day ceremonial parade held this Saturday, October 7th, Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Vance Amory, delivered the address in the presence of a number of uniformed bodies as well as officials in the Nevis Island administration. Premier Amory implored citizens and residents to serve to the benefit of the country.
I want us to recognize that it is those who serve and serve best who are recognized. And I would want us, as we go through the rest of this ceremony and the rest of our lives, as citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, and residents of Nevis in particular, to make a determination that we will seek to serve the common good, seek to serve our country, seek to serve our fellow men, and make that a priority in our action.
He also spoke on the theme for this year's celebration of independence, which is Youth, Vision, Integrity, Securing Our Nation's Prosperity.
Embedded, underlying those aspects of our theme must be a willingness, a capacity to serve and to do so with the qualities which will place us above the negative which so often seem to come from us as human beings.
The 34th anniversary of Independence Day celebrations took place on Saturday, October 7th. The celebrations were postponed by Hurricane Maria, who passed over the islands on September 19th, the date of the anniversary of independence. Still to come,
I am going to engage the Agriculture Department to make some plants available.
the details when we return.
This one is going out to the land of my birth, Queen City, Nevis.
Truly, one of the few places that has an untouched beauty that has captivated the hearts of many. Nevis is everything you imagine.
As a responsible taxpayer, you help to finance free healthcare at all health centers on Nevis. Thank you for putting country above self. This message was brought to you by the Inland Revenue Department, Nevis. Be a responsible citizen.
Welcome back. The Human Resources Department in the Nevis Island Administration, NIA, issued a press release over the weekend stating that the Swiss government, through the Federal Commission for Scholarships for Foreign Students, is awarding postgraduate scholarships to scholars and researchers of St. Kitts and Nevis for the academic year of 2018 to 2019. The scholarships provide graduates from all fields, with the exception of arts, with the opportunity to pursue their academic career with a doctoral or postdoctoral research in Switzerland and at one of the public-funded universities or recognized Swiss institutions. For more information regarding scholarship type, selection criteria, Swiss eligibility criteria, or application guidelines, the public is asked to visit the links posted below: www.sbfi.admin.ch. Successful applicants will commence scholarship programs on September 1st, 2018. The deadline for the submission of applications is November 15th, 2017. For more information, persons are asked to contact Training Officer at the Nevis Island Administration Human Resources Department, Mrs. Shanola Gill, at 469-5521, extension 5163. The Minister of Lands, Housing and Cooperatives in the Nevis Island Administration, the Honourable Alexis Jeffers, toured the Cedar View housing development in Madness early last week to get a first-hand look at progress of the development. In his visit, Minister Jeffers stated that he was pleased with the overall look of the housing project and noted that he will be engaging the Department of Agriculture to present fruit trees to the homeowners.
I am going to engage the agriculture department to make some plants available, some fruit trees available that we can donate to each of the homeowner here. Since this was once an agricultural plot or an agricultural area, then we want to be able to provide them with some fruit trees so that they can plant in their backyard and, you know, feed themselves in some way, whether it's banana trees or apple trees, orange, or whatever the case might be. We'll certainly select some plants that I believe the homeowners will be happy to plant and take care of.
Minister Jeffers also said that allowing the homeowners to have a choice in the color and design of their homes gives them a better sense of ownership.
We have given persons the option to choose their colors, and indeed we have seen quite a number of creative colors being used over here. Let's put it this way: if, for example, a house will take, say, 5 gallons of paint to complete, then of course if you have multiple colors, it means that you're going to have 5 gallons of paint still, but multiple colors instead of one color. So it doesn't necessarily increase the cost of construction. It doesn't increase the cost of painting, for example, but it actually adds some beauty to the development. And I am pleased with the multiple colors that we are looking at. And in essence, what we're doing also is to ensure that we clean up the surroundings so that once persons traverse the island main road, they'll be able to see this development from the main road, the main thoroughfare over there on the government main road, that is. So this is taking shape. We're happy with what we're seeing here.
The housing development, which is said to provide 31 homes for divisions, will be nearing completion in the latter part of this year. And that brings us to the end of this edition of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.
At a loss as to what's going on in Nevis? Tune into NNC on NTV. Don't worry if you don't have cable either. NNC will bring the news to you wherever you are. Facebook and Facebook Live. YouTube and YouTube Live. NevisTVOnline.com. Roku app, NTV mobile app, Smart TV, Apple TV, and any other IPTV platforms. When me ANC and you ANC, NNC.